Hello everyone, welcome to this class on remainder theorem in number systems topic. So first let's understand the basic terms remainder, quotient, divisor and dividend, right? Once we get a good understanding of this, we can actually get into applications and have to solve the problems. So first let's look at a number like 33, right? And I'm dividing that by, let's say, 12, right? So what we do generally, like, the one that's closest is 12 2s are 24, right? And what do we get as the remainder? That's basically the 9, right? So the 33 minus 24 is 9, and further you can't divide because 12, the 9 is smaller than 12, so we stop it here, right? So if I write it technically, 33 is basically 12 into this part, right, plus this part, it's 9. So 12 2s are 24 and plus 9 is 33. That is what this is, right? So this is fundamentally called as dividend, right? And this is what I'm dividing with, right? So this is called divisor, and what I multiply or what I get here is called quotient, and the leftover is fundamentally the remainder, right? So if you're already very good with answering the questions like what would be the remainder when 23 is divided by 5 and 70, like let's say 74 is divided by 7, so that's good. Like the remainder in this case would be 3, 5 4s are 20, so the left out is 3, 7 10s are 70 and the left out is 4. That's a basic understanding that you should have to actually be able to solve the questions on reminders. If you're good, then go ahead. If not, I would definitely ask you to practice to get a grasp of finding the reminders. So how do we find reminders for complex numbers, right? So what do I mean by complex? As in, let's first understand this. So what is the remainder when 12 is divided by 5? The remainder is 2. 5 2s are 10. So okay, you might confuse. So let's do 13 divided by 5. 5 2s are 10. So the remainder is basically 3, right? 10 minus 13 minus 10 is basically 3. So the remainder is 3. But if I ask you what is the remainder when 13 and 14 is 13 into 14 is divided by 5, right? So one way you do is, like, find what is 13 14s, right? So that would be 182, and then you try to divide by 5, so the remainder is 5. Let's say 530s and 534s is 180, 36 or 180, so I would have 2 as the remainder, right? 36 5s are 180, so the left out is 2, so I can say it. Okay, you still can do it. What about if I ask you something like 13 into 14 into 15 is divided by 5, right? Maybe you can find this is 182 and then multiply with 15 and then find something and then divide by 5. So this will take you a lot of time, right? What if the question is asking 12 into 13 into 14 into 15, right? So that's where we actually can handle in a slightly easier way by actually looking at them independently, right? So let's, to get an understanding of it, let me take an example of just 13 into 14, right? So I will do 13 as 10 plus 3 into 10 plus 4. The reason why I took as 10 is that's the closest multiple for 5. Right now I'll just do the cross multiplication. So it's 10 into 10 plus 10 into 4 plus 3 into 10 plus 3 into 4. Right? So if I calculate all of this, I would definitely get 182. So that's, like, I'm just breaking it down. Why am I doing it? You'll get an understanding of it. So if I'm talking about divisible by 5, right? So that's why I've divided by 5. So further I'll just simplify it. So as you know, if it's 3 plus 2 is divided by 2, I can write it as 3 by 2 plus 2 by 2. It's fundamentally the same. So something similar. So I do 10 into 10 by 5 plus 10 into 4 by 5 plus 3 into 10 by 5 plus 3 into 4 by 5. See, this is divisible by 5. This is also divisible by 5, and this is also divisible by 5. So all of this would give me a remainder of 0. what is that I'm getting here? 3 4s are 12 by 5. So the remainder is 5 2s are 10. So I'll have a remainder of 2. All of this would give me 0 and 0 and 0. So that's fundamentally what the remainder I got here, right? So to not spend our time on all doing all of this, what did we do actually? So what is the remainder when 13 is divided by 5? The remainder is 3. 5 2s are 10. So 3, which is what I've written here, right? And what is the remainder when 14 is divided by 5? The remainder is 4, which is what I've written here. And why? That's why we got 3 into 4 as the left out, which is finally deciding what the remainder is. So any question you see like 13 into 14 divided by 5, I can simply try to find the remainder of 13 and 14. This is 3 and this is 4. So that's 12. 12 divided by 5, the remainder is 2. So that's the answer, right? So that's how you can actually find the reminders for the complex numbers, like any big multiplication or anything you see. So you break it, find the individual reminders, and then again multiply and add and do the relevant thing. So what if I get like, let's say the same thing, right? 13 into 14 is divided by 5. So remainder is 3 for 13 and 4 for 5. So I found 12 by 5. So the remainder is 2, right? Other way to do is, what is the remainder when 13 is divided by 5? Is remainder is 3. 5 2s are 10, right? Other way I can do is also I can write it as minus 2. Why did I say that? 5 3s is 15, right? So it's basically 2 more than 13. 15 is. So I can call the remainder as 5 2s are 10. So 13 is 3 more than 10. So that's why I can call the remainder as 3, or 2 less than 15, the next multiple of 5. So I can call it as minus 2. That's a negative remainder that we are talking about, right? So minus 2 is the remainder when 13 is divided by 5. And what would be for the case of 14? Again, 5 3s are 15. So 14 is 1 less than 15. So I can call it as minus 1. So the remainder when 13 is multiplied by 14 is basically minus 2 into minus 1 when divided by 5. So minus into minus becomes plus in the remainder case as well. So that's 2 is what I get. So basically 2 is the remainder. So closest one, when 2 is divided by 5, the remainder is 2. So the answer is 2, which is what we got, right? So this will save you time in some calculations that we'll show you with the problems, writing the reminders in a negative way. So it's a good idea to use. Like, let's say I'm talking about 80 is divided by 9, right? Let's say 79 and 80 are divided by 9. Again, I'm simplifying it. So I know that 9 8s are 72. So the remainder is 7 for this. And 9 8s are 72 and remainder is 8 for this. So this will become 56. Again, when I divide by 9, the closest one is 9 6 are 54. So the remainder is 2. Right, it is taking some time. Rather, let me use this, right? 9 9s are 81. So 79 is remainder is minus 2, and 81's case I would get minus 1, because 80 is 1 less than 81 and 79 is 2 less than 81. So 9 9s are 81. So I'll get minus 2 into minus 1 is 2, when divided by 9 the remainder is 2. So this will save us time than doing all of this stuff when I take in the positive way, right? Not always in life positive things are good, sometimes even negative are good. So do remember it, it will help you here. So let's talk about finding the powers for the bigger ones, right? So what do I mean by that? What if I see a question like 2 power 64 divided by 3, right? Obviously can't keep doing it for 264 times and then divide by 3. So the remainder is 2 2 2. Again, it will take you a lot of time. Or maybe if I use negative remainder also, I can say it's minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 and so on up to 64 times, right? So rather what I can do is, see, 2 is basically, as what we are seeing, the same thing we'll do. Fundamentally, when 2 is divided by 3, I can take the remainder as minus 1. So 2 power 64 is fundamentally coming down as minus 1 power 64 and divided by 3. So minus 1 power 64 is 1, because it's an even power, right? Minus 1 into minus 1 64 times gives me plus 1. So the remainder is plus 1, right? Maybe let's say I talk you 4 power 35 is divided by 3. No, let me take 36. Yeah, anything is fine, right? Let's do 35. So again, 4 when divided by 3, the remainder is 1. So that's fundamentally 4 power 35 in remainder sense is same as 1 power 35 divided by 3. 1 power 35 is 1. 1 divided by 3, the remainder is 1. So that's fundamentally what we are doing, right? So let me actually show slightly different one to just give a sense of. Let's say I do 2 power 31, right, divided by 3. Again, I know minus 1 is the remainder when 2 is divided by 3, so it's minus 1 power 31. So fundamentally, because it's an odd power, I know that it will end up with minus 1, right? So the answer for remainder is never a negative 1. It can't be minus 1. So what should you do to give the final answer? It's fundamentally 3 is what I'm dividing with, right? That's the divisor. So I just have to 3 minus 1 is the remainder. So I have to add that. So that will be 2. So 2 is the answer for this particular question, right? So be careful that the answer cannot be a negative like minus 1. It has to be a positive always for remainder. So what would I do? I'll just take the divisor. 3 is the divisor here, so I just 3 plus minus 1, so that's because I minus 1 is the remainder, so that's 2 is the answer, right? So let's now try to solve few problems. So the concepts are covered, so if you have any doubt you can play them back and again look at them. That should clarify your doubts. If not, we'll still help you out. Let's solve these problems and these should actually help you clarify any doubts if you have. Right, first find the remainder when 34 it's plus 63 plus 72 plus 81 minus 23. So technically we haven't discussed this, it's the same principle. So 34 plus 63 plus 72 plus 81 minus 23 divided by 9 is basically same as by 9 minus 23 by 9. I've just broken them, right? So what will be the remainder when 34 is divided by 9? So I know it's 9 4s are 36. So I can also use a negative remainder concept of minus 2. Or I can write it as plus 7 completely. 9 3s are 27, so remainder is 7. 9 7s are 63, so the remainder is 0. Right? 9 8s are 72, again the remainder is 0. 9 9s are 81, it's again 0. And this one, it's minus 23, right? So let's try to do what would be the closest one. So 23 minus 23 divided by 9. So what can I get? 9 3s are 27, or rather 9 2s are 18. So my remainder is minus 5, because 9 into minus 2 is basically minus 18, and the difference of minus 23 and minus 18 is minus 5. So I'll write it like that, right? So minus 2 minus 5, I'll get as minus 7. So as I said, I can't have the remainder as minus 7. So what will I do? I'll do 9 minus 7 is equals to 2 is the remainder. And otherwise, let me do this. 7 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. I'll again get minus 5. Same thing, right? Which is fundamentally 7 minus 5 is also 2 is the remainder. Right, to just give an understanding, so let's add everything and just check it, right? So it's basically 34 plus 63 is 97. 97 plus 72 is 169. 169 plus 81 is 170. 250. 250 minus 23 is 250 minus 23 would come as 227. Right? When I divide it by 9, 9 2s are 18. 47. Right? 9 5s are 45. So the remainder is 247 minus 5. So that's what we have got in both the ways, right? The next one is, rather than plus, it's multiplying. So it's asking me 33 into 43 into 56 divided by 8. What will be the remainder for 33? 8 4s are 32. So it's 1 more than 32. So the remainder is 1. This one, 8 5s are 40. So the remainder is 3. This one is basically 8 7s are 56. Right? Sorry, yeah. 8 7s are 56. So the remainder is 0. Right, so it's 1 into 3 into 0, anything multiplied with 0 is 0, so the remainder for the whole thing is 0. Even this can happen. Doesn't matter that because I've got here 1 into 3, the remainder would not be a non-zero, even if I have 1 0, right? So it technically it is a divisible by 8, so that's why the remainder is 0 for this. So now slightly complex one where you see the powers, right? So it's saying find the remainder when 7 power 242 is divided by 50. So now let's see. Well, normally like we'll think 7 power 242, so let me focus on 7. So 7 when divided by 50, the remainder is 7 or minus 43. I don't see much of like 1 or minus 1 coming out, so it might look like a complex stuff. So in this case, what you can look at is, let me just do this, right? 7 square, this is fundamentally 242 by 2, right? When I do it, so that's how you do it. So I'm taking a square inside, so I should divide by 2. So this is fundamentally 7 power 2 into 242 by 2. So it cancels out, it is 7 power 242. Right? So that's what I'm saying. 7 square is 49. 2 power 242 by 2 will be 121. So fundamentally 7 power 242 is same as 49 power 121. Right? So 49 power 121 divided by 50. I know 49 divided by 50. The remainder is minus 1. Now I know this is fundamentally same as minus 1 power 121 divided by 50. So minus 1, but it's an odd power, so it will be ending up with minus 1 again. So the remainder can't be minus 1, so I have to just add that 50 minus 1, so that is 49 is the remainder. Right? So not always that the question might be so easy that you will see a plus or minus 1 coming out. So sometimes it might ask you to actually do something like this, right? 7 square, 7 cube, something like that. So have a look for that always. 9 power 103 divided by 80, same concept. So what would I do? 9 power 103, so divided by 80. Again 80 divided by 9 divided by 80 is not going to give me any relevant help. Remainder is 9 or minus 71, sorry 71, which is of not much use. So what would I do? Again I do a square, but what am I getting? I'm getting 103 by 2, right? This is like not a favorable situation. But what can I do? Rather I do is I'll just split this as 9 into 9 power 102, right? It's fundamentally same as 9 power 1 or 2 plus 1, so 9 power 1 or 3. So 9, this is what, now I'll do this because now I have an odd even power, so I can actually divide by 2, right? So this will become 9 into 81 power 102 by 2 is fundamentally 56 divided by 80, right? So what is the remainder when 81 divided by 80? It's 1. So this is fundamentally boiling down as 9 divided by 80 into 1 power 56 divided by 80. So 9 divided by 80, the remainder is 9. 1 power 56 is 1, so the remainder is 1. So finally I'm getting a 9 as the remainder for this answer, right? So that's how you can do it, right? So thank you for watching this video. So if you are taking this course, full course, you would also get an access to the assessment quiz post this. Do take that and also look at the solutions, and that should actually help you understand the concepts even more better if you have any gaps after watching this video. Let's meet you again in the next video. Thank you.